On. As usual, let me continue with the intro I always say. Please like the video, comment, or if we're just chilling, you could drop some cash. what I've which first off, let me say that I'm very happy that the last live I explained, I was asking people, can you guys like the video? And within 24 hours after the live was posted, we got almost 100 likes. Now let me explain something quickly in my little, I know I like to do my little intro asking and begging for likes, but it's not the spider that catches the prey, it's the web. So I'm building a community of spiders that they don't want to comment and they don't want to give money, which is fine. But your guys' job is to like the video, and you guys did it, and I love you guys for that. Now, after that video was posted, there was only 5 comments. So now I'm trying to build a community of spiders that is commenting on these little, after the live is set and posted, yada yada yada. I would appreciate you guys. We already got the spiders that's chilling. These are the spiders they want to chill. And they liking it. They coming for me. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for liking the video. If you want to chill, you don't want to comment, don't want to drop no money, that's fine. Just like the video. You guys are doing your job. But now I need my spiders to comment. We need like 100 comments. We need to. The reason why I'm saying this is because we're gonna have some spiders that only want to chill and like the video. We're gonna have spiders that only want to comment but they don't want to like the video. And then we're going to have spiders that's going to want to see the production get better. And what does all this do? It builds a community. And that's what I want to do. Anywho, that's probably my longest intro ever. The topic of today is martial artists will never 100% be ready for fights. And this goes for anything. I feel like people who want to get into martial arts, you guys are also considered martial artists. Even though you're not in martial arts and you're not training martial arts, you're still considered martial artists. Oh, by the way, for those who are new to the stream, the way I do my streams, go ahead, do your live comments. Once I get done talking about my topic, I'm going to read everything you guys have said. I'm going to answer your questions, and then I'm going to be yapping and yada yada yada. But anyways, the topic is martial artists are never 100% ready for fights. So if you are new and you're looking to get into martial arts, one thing that I've seen that a lot of these people do is they say, oh, I want to be ready, I want to get fit before I go into joining a martial arts gym. And you're never gonna be ready. You will never be ready. Just go jump in. You have let's go a little bit in the upper echelon. You have some people who say, for competition, they say, I got to get prepared for the competition. You're never gonna be 100% ready. You wanna know why? Because the same way the person who wants to join martial arts, they're not going to be prepared for, especially Jiu-Jitsu. I'm thinking of Jiu-Jitsu in mind, but we can talk about, it's any other martial art, but I'm going to use Jiu-Jitsu as an example. A new person who's never experienced Jiu-Jitsu before, when they spar and roll for the first time, I don't care how many jumping jacks or jump ropes and heel sprints you did, you are not going to be prepared for the sparring session you're going to go through. You're going to be exhausted, you're going to get choked out, and you're gonna suck a little bit, and that's fine. You have to suck at first. For the competitors, they're like, oh, I gotta get prepared, I gotta get strong, I gotta do this, bro. When you go to the competition, at least my experience, my feet was sweaty, my body was trembling, and some people are like, oh, I'm all right, I'm prepared, I'm chill. But then when the ref tells you to come on up and you look across the mat and you see your opponent and they're staring at you, you're not ready. You're just like, oh man, this is really going down. So, and as far as like, let's talk about like real fights, for example. One thing that I see is we all as martial artists are trying to prepare ourselves for we're talking about street fights, per example. Well, you never really know when your I guess, first, second, or third, or any street fight is ever going to happen unless you're actively going to look for fights. And if you're doing that, you should probably just jump into MMA or be a competitor for martial arts. You're never 100% as a martial artist going to be ready for anything. You're going to also sometimes, like, let's say you feel ready, like you've been training your butt off for a competition, and suddenly you get injured. We was talking about that in the last stream, in the last live yesterday. We was talking about how being able to bounce back from injuries. It happens. You guys would be so surprised how many competitions I went to with an injury in the back of my mind. You're never 100% going to be ready. It's never going to happen. And it's I think it's very where's my water? I already hear. Did I leave my water in the, it's over there. It's damn. But as a martial artist, you're never going to you're just never going to be ready. I can't think of one time, like, okay, no, now let me preface this a little bit better in terms of you can be ready, meaning you're ready to go, you're prepared. There we go. You'll never be ready for it, but you can be 100% to your best ability, be prepared. Now, I know that sounds really counterintuitive and really backwards because preparation sounds like you're ready. But as my dad and I've heard other OGs always say, you should, how do they say it? You got to stay ready so you don't have to get ready. You know, it's kind of like that. So you can always, as if you're always training and you're always working on your skills and trying to better yourself, you are getting prepared, but will you be 100% ready to deal with whatever you're going to be dealing with? No, you will never be ready because that's just the fog of war. That's the fog of war is basically like no matter how prepared you get, there's just some unforeseen thing that's going to happen and you just need to learn how to adjust. And this is where strategy and tactics come in. This is the difference of what strategy and tactics actually is. So strategy is basically the overall game plan of what you've prepared to deal with to win the war. But then there's going to be certain things as the battle goes that you're just not going to be prepared for. You got to shake and bake. You got to stick and move. You have to basically solve that puzzle while you're trying to get to the overall or carry out the overall strategy, which is tactics. So when something goes wrong and you have to, like, say, for example, if you're about to go into a martial arts competition, we're going to talk about Jiu-Jitsu, or it could be MMA, and you want to knock this person out or you want to submit this person, right? They have a couple of tactics or techniques that they're going to use against you, and you need to know how to defend against that. And you're not going to be ready for it. It doesn't matter what you could have seen. That's one thing that a lot of people, I would say, have problems with when it comes to me. They have all this footage online, and they make the big mistake of looking at these videos thinking, okay, I could beat Smitty. But yet they don't really realize that that was the Smitty dealing with that opponent. And I figured out how to get around that opponent. So you're basically getting ready for a Smitty that's not the same Smitty that's going to be coming dealing with you. And that's why I'm saying you're never going to be 100% ready. And what else? Ah, man. Let me see. Let's look at some comments. That was my whole point. Let me see. Huge fan, white belt, Gracie 717 with blue belt experience in the U.S. Army. Nice. We have actually no comments today. What are you guys doing on a Thursday? I thought Thursdays is supposed to be, everybody's chilling. Maybe I should have came on live a little bit. But that's pretty much all I gotta say. Anyone else got any questions before I hop off? There was something else I wanted to talk about. Actually, let me think. There might be another, or I might save that for tomorrow. There's a couple of things I wanted to talk about. Like, for example, there's a few things actually. Like sports jiu-jitsu versus real fights. I want to talk about that. Could probably talk about that now. I could talk about that. Sports jiu-jitsu versus real fights, because I've been seeing a little funny thing going on online. Someone says, how long have you been training? I have been training jiu-jitsu for 5 years. I started March 1st, 2019. But let me quickly talk about this too, because it actually falls into the you will never 100% be ready for fights. Um, Sports jiu-jitsu versus real fighting. I want to talk about this quickly because online, when I post my highlight footage, my highlight videos, and I also post competition videos, there's always one person that comes inside and they say that wouldn't work in a street fight, or they would say jiu-jitsu is, they respect jiu-jitsu but it's not applicable in a real fight. And this always tickles me because when I go on that person's page, they don't have, they usually are lifting weights. Most of these guys are lifting weights. They're not doing any type of exercise. And it makes me laugh because I'm thinking in my mind, you know, that's like a coping mechanism. Will jiu-jitsu get you prepared for a real fight? Or will jiu-jitsu, let me see, how do I say this? Is jiu-jitsu applicable in real fighting? Now, I don't know why people think that just because you see me rolling on the ground, that in a street fight, that's the preparation that I'm gonna do to go fight somebody. Like that, like if you, jiu-jitsu is supposed to be the last thing that you use. And you bet your ass, if you don't know fighting and you get on the ground with a jiu-jitsu guy, you're about to get manhandled. There's enough videos online of jiu-jitsu guys tangling people up like pretzels who saw red or whatever, you know? So jiu-jitsu is very, and also it's kind of funny, jiu-jitsu guys are starting to learn how to strike. You have people like me constantly saying stop doing gi and no gi, do either gi and striking or no gi and striking. So now jiu-jitsu guys are starting to evolve. You have also, there's jiu-jitsu guys who do MMA. Also, you have some jiu-jitsu guys, yeah, they do sport jiu-jitsu, but they know how to fight. They're not going to roll on the ground with you. They know how to fight. It's just that they like to understand how to grapple and control people. You have some guys like security officers who do jiu-jitsu, police guys who do jiu-jitsu. I have no clue why people think that jiu-jitsu has no application in a real fight. Let me see. Someone just said some stuff. Someone says, do you think getting tired while sparring or fighting is more mental than it is physical? Let me say this again because I like this. Do you think getting tired while sparring or fighting is more mental than it is physical? So basically, what I'm believing that you're asking me is that if you're fighting, sparring, or fighting someone, and you're getting tired mid-fight, is that mental or is that physical? I would say it's a mental thing. I think it can be physical if you just have, if you have bad preparation and cardio and stuff like that. You could literally just be gassing out. But I've seen in many times people are exhausted, but the moment they think they're about to win, you see this jump of energy that just explodes out their body because they think they're about to win. I do think it's mental. That's why also your mental, in my opinion, calms your body down. It actually paces your body because if you think you can win, you're always taking your time. So I do think it's more mental than physical. But sometimes it could be both. Maybe you're just tired. Maybe you're just tired. The gold shirt. Thank you. I keep tapping out because my fat keeps gasping for air. How do I build cardio? I jump rope. I like to jump rope. That's what I like to do. I like jumping rope. You got Stairmaster. You have road work. You can run around the block. You have hill sprints. You can go run on the beach. Smitty's method of cardio building is jump rope, and I am the last person on the mat when I spar. Those are my two methods. And I also just started doing striking, so that also helps my standing cardio. Also, I would say for sure, one thing that I started doing, which is This is kind of a whoever's in this live and y'all hear this. This is some game for you. When you get done rolling in the gym, do me a favor, stand up, walk across the room, touch the wall, and go back to wherever you was rolling at and roll with someone else. You would be so shocked how tiring it is to stand up after you got done rolling. It's exhausting. Like literally, like, the bell goes, doo, just stand up and walk to the wall, walk across the room, touch whatever you need to touch, and go back and roll with someone else. For some weird reason, just simply standing up after you get done rolling, that builds a good habit. Because let's say you're in a competition and you're rolling with somebody, and it comes to a point where you guys got to stand up, and just picking yourself up is very exhausting. So that's some game for you. Someone says, you thinking we rolling in the ground, you getting, yeah, I'm telling you, some people think like, just because you see me rolling on the ground in sport jiu-jitsu does not mean I don't know how to fight. And I honestly think people that, I don't know why people do this, but I think people that come into these videos and try to talk down on sport jiu-jitsu, they, how do I say that, they don't, it's an inferiority complex. It's like, well, I can't do that, but that's not real fighting anyway, so I don't need that. So yeah, that's cool, but that's not real fighting. So I don't have to worry about that, because if it was a real fight, then that jujitsu stuff wouldn't work. Yeah, okay, now you're getting armbarred and legs broken and stuff like that. They think we're gonna butt scoot in the street. I mean, I'm gonna say this: every single jujitsu person that I heard pulled guard in the street in street fights, they were deleted. Them jujitsu guys. Every single person, every story I've heard of a jujitsu guy trying to go be a superhero and jumping guard, they were poked to death by a knife. So, I mean, every jiu-jitsu guy, they're not here to defend themselves or defend that thought process of pulling guard in the street, because they're 6 feet under. You will never catch me pulling guard in the street. But anyways, let me continue reading. It's been 15 years since I rode. I just got back into it at 35. I can't even last 2 minutes. That's fine. As long as you show up. That's all that matters. As long as you show up. My brother, I've seen your videos. The way you combine agility with technique is crazy. What belt are you? I am purple belt. Let me see. I like what he said. Combining agility with technique. I honestly think jump rope is why I'm able to move as agile as I do. I think I give so much credit to the jump rope. Someone said, yeah, I'm gassing smoke for 10 years. I'm definitely cutting it after sparring 3 white belts. Okay. Let me show this. I don't know. Yeah, this is probably, yeah. I do my papers too. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't think I can't. I don't want to get demonetized by saying these words. Let me see. I think the leaf, the green, is not the problem, because I use the leaf, the green, the Mary Mary. There we go. I use the Mary Mary to relax when I take my naps. So there's actually videos. There's a bunch of videos of me on the mat, just puffing away. I think I don't think that's really harmful like everyone thinks it is. But that's probably another topic for another day. I'm not trying to endorse the kids, but I really think the Mary Mary, the Jane Jane, has been demonized in the wrong way. I think people don't understand it or how to properly use it. Do you have injuries? I keep getting injured in my spine. I need to take a week off every 2 weeks. There's an entire live before this called Bouncing Back from Injuries, where the entire live we talked about dealing with injuries. You should go check that out. And we are I guess halfway in this live, I want you guys to know I appreciate the guys that was liking my videos. I asked you guys to like my videos, and within 24 hours of the last live, we got like 90 likes. We blew past it. So I know I have a community of people that are liking my videos. And I love you guys and I appreciate it. Now, after I need a community of people that's commenting under these videos. I need that community. If you don't feel like, asking, you can ask questions. Ask questions of things that you want to see for the next live. Or drop some emojis. All that stuff helps. Building, I need you guys to know, liking, commenting, that builds a support system. Like I said before, it's not the spider that catches the prey. It's not the spider that catches the fly. It's not the spider that catches whatever it eats on. It's the web. We are building a spider web together. So we have the likers, my little spiders that are liking these videos. Appreciate you guys. Now I need spiders that are commenting on these videos. And then we're going to have spiders that's going to be dropping money to have better production. And then I'll be able to give back to you guys. And it makes me want to, go on live every single day. Because that's kind of what, when I seen those results, all those likes, I'll say, okay, I got to get my spiders to start commenting. And it's just going to get bigger. Watch. And then one day we might have a talk show. And all of you guys are in person and we just kicking it. Imagine that. Kicking it. Talking jiu-jitsu or whatever, But anyways, let me see. Green is good. It's the cigs that gotta go. Yeah, them cigarettes, man. I will not. I have asthma too. That's interesting too. I have asthma. I have actually very weak lungs, and I cool. It froze for a second. I was like, oh, okay. Anyways, back to what I was saying. I said I have very, very weak lungs, and I like to deal with the Jane, but cigarettes, no. I can't deal with cigarettes. I cannot deal with. What's good, Z? Can you backtrack on what you said about the Mary, the Jane? What would you like to hear about it? Let me see. What else we got to ask? Congrats on getting your purple belt. Thank you. Twice I did a cold plunge after bruising my entire arm, then applying icy hot and rest. Next day, the severe pain was removed. Ooh, let me talk about this. Let's talk about some injury preventions that I like. No, recovery that I like to do. So someone said they like doing a cold plunge. Me personally, I do not like cold plunges. I don't. I cannot stand cold things. I'm about to be very stereotypical. Black people don't like cold things. At least this black man. There's a video somewhere on TikTok of me doing a cold plunge, and that was the last time I did that damn cold plunge. You will never catch me in a cold plunge. I do want to do cryotherapy. I do want to try that. But what I swear by is the sauna. I swear by the sauna. I swear by it. Every time I get done going to go jump rope or something, I swear by that damn sauna. Because the sauna now, okay, you gotta be careful with the sauna though. I'm in the sauna usually for when I was getting ready for the MMA fight. I was in the sauna for 30 minutes every day. Right now, since I'm kind of on the off season, I'm doing the sauna for about 20 minutes. But I swear by the sauna. Let me see. It says, yes, you can tell, bro. We'll beat the brakes off you. He got that Mike Tyson lisp. Oh, yeah. I'm telling you, man. All right. But yeah, I'm big on that, man. I love the sauna. I love the sauna. You said, will help with recovery. Bro, what's your thoughts on competing with a small injury, lat sprain? So there was a live before that said bouncing back from injuries. But what you're asking me, which is what's my thought on competing with a small injury, a lat sprain? This is perfect for exactly the topic of today. Martial artists will never be 100% ready for a fight. If it's a small injury, as my old coach used to tell me, you need to learn how to compete through your injuries. If you look at all of the competition footage that I've had in the past 6 months, 5 months actually, um, I've had a wonky shoulder. I have my shoulder was dislocated in December, and it's been like I've been struggling to get it to heal 100% completely, and my right knee is pretty jacked up. But I'm finally starting to get that. It's a small injury. I think the knee thing is a small injury. You'll never know that well, to me it's jacked up. It's not what it used to be, but it's a small injury. So does it stop me from shooting and taking someone down? No, not anymore. But it's a small injury. So if you can if it's not gonna if it's a small injury, you'll be fine. I think um just baby it, listen to your body. Listen to your body. A lot of people don't understand how to listen to their body. Listen to your body, and yeah, you'll be fine. Let me see. Sana, good idea. Hey, thank you, Smitty. Much love. Appreciate everything you do. One of my favorite technicians right now. Sandman's dope too. He's one of these days I want to go because Sandman is literally I know what beach he's at. Me and him are in the same area, but I don't know when he holds his little jujitsu things. But one day I'm gonna come on his I'm gonna come on his live, and I'm gonna play dumb. He's gonna know. I think he's gonna know who I am. But I'm gonna play dumb, and I'm gonna be like, hey, let me try that $100 you be talking about, you know. And I think that'd be a great crossover content. But it's gonna be one of these days. I'm gonna have to catch him though. Thanks, man. Got a comp this Saturday and just checking. So, how bad is your injury? Are injuries a good reason to call into work? What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? We talk about jujitsu. We talk about martial arts. I mean, that's kind of funny you say that because if you're injured, you still go to work because you got to get that money. You know, I feel like martial arts is something you love, right? Something you do. So if you don't like work but you still go to work injured, why don't you continue to do your martial arts injured? I don't know. By the way, let me say this right now. Smitty is probably the worst person to talk to when it comes to injuries because I will convince you just got your arm chopped off and we can still take over the nation. I am like I will make you believe that you can do it, but only if I know you can do it. I will if I know you can do it, I will lie in your face. I've done that to like the story behind Taylor, for example. I think everyone should know who Taylor Moore is by this point. But Taylor Moore there was two major events that happened with me and Taylor Moore. The first one was when she submitted all the boxers in the gym. The boxers came and I literally plotted and I told them they couldn't beat Taylor. Now, Taylor didn't know that she could submit them all, but I knew about her little guillotine. No one knew about Taylor's guillotine at that time, but I did. So I convinced Taylor that she could do it, even though it was a gamble. And she did it, and we went viral. Then there was how do I say this one? Ooh, the competition where Taylor went against the I'm trying not to get flagged. The person was born it's sad I have to bounce around it, but basically the person was born like me, but they identified as a woman. Now Taylor thought that was a biological male, but I had convinced Taylor that was a biological woman because I knew Taylor could beat that person. And the video is up there. The video is up there. And you saw when I convinced her that she could do it, she did it. So my whole point of explaining all that is that And I told her afterwards, I said, yeah, that definitely was a biological male. She's like, you lied to me? I said, we're about to go viral. Don't worry about it. My point is, Smitty is the worst person, probably the best, but I will put you in harm's way just to make you, just to bring out the best of you. And I will convince you that you can take over the world with me if I believe you can do it. So be careful when you tell me you're injured and I think you could do it. I'm going to make you do it. And you probably might. It's like a 70-30 chance. 70% you're gonna do well. 30% chance it might go wrong. So I'm just letting you guys know about that. Let me see. Thanks. Thanks for what you do, bro. You inspired me to keep going. 3-stripe white in 1 year in, and we'll keep pushing. Salute from Dallas. I actually have family in Dallas, and I have some 10th Planet Dallas. I wanted to go out there. There's a couple of people I want to roll with, so you might catch me in Dallas. Chama, Brazil, is that? I need to learn Portuguese. I need to learn Portuguese. There is a huge audience of Portuguese people always inside of my DMs, and they be talking to me, and I don't know what they're saying. I be putting the translator, and they be like, "Big fan from Brazil," and I'm just like, "Damn." Some of these Portuguese people think I'm Portuguese, but I'm just like, I don't know what you guys are saying. I'm a download Duolingo, the little green bird, and start studying Portuguese. Anywho, let me see. That might be it for the live. 31 minutes. That flew by. That might be it. Any more questions? Any more questions? I need to learn MMA. Yeah. Why do you want to learn MMA? They have an 80cc tournament this Saturday in Dallas. I was hoping you compete so I can fangirl. Let me tell you guys what I plan on doing. I definitely plan on coming out to Dallas. I got you. So we have June. I had my first MMA fight, so I've been kind of healing. July, someone just hit me up for a super fight, and I'm gonna be doing that July 19th. And then August, I'm going to do another MMA fight. And then September, I'm going to do 2 back-to-back Naga tournaments because I love Naga. Naga is nice to me, so I love Naga. I'm going to do 2 back-to-back Naga tournaments. And then after that, if there's anything else, I'll probably hop in that. I want to start competing outside of California, though. Like, Dallas. She said she would like the fangirl. I've heard I'm pretty exciting to watch in person. I've heard this is not me tooting my own horn, but I've heard that I do some ballsy stuff in person, and people like watching me compete. I remember the last tournament that I was at. It was like so crowded. I was like, oh my god. I was like, I still did some cool stuff, but I was like, okay. We're getting to that point. People are crowding over watching your comps. Like if you lose right in front of all these people, then they get to really, and they had their cameras out trying to see if I was gonna lose. I was like, yeah, but I still won. You said I'm from Brazil and I really like your video. See, yeah, Pedro or How do you? Is it Pedro or Pedro or something? I am very ignorant when it comes to names and stuff, but. So I feel like the more I live stream with you guys are gonna understand how laid back I am. Sometimes I can be very ignorant. I'm smart, but when you talk to me personally, I'll say some dumb stuff sometimes. So I'm letting you guys know. You be like, Smitty, why do you say that? Why do you say that, Smitty? What else? Any more questions? I think someone said that they were you said teach my son. I need to learn MMA, teach my son. Someone says they're typing right now. You made me tune in. So I got one more person. Will you be my sensei? I would definitely spend the money to be trained by you. Your transitions are fluid. Honestly, I wouldn't mind. I would not mind. I plan on having a series really, really soon where I start teaching people how to do transitions in Jiu-Jitsu. Meaning like... there's a recent video right now. If you go on my shorts, it's like right now, as of today. I forgot today's date, but it's titled Guillotine, where I had someone in a reverse triangle and I transitioned into a guillotine. And someone asked me, they said like, "What are you thinking in those positions? Like, what made you transition to that? And I want to teach people, because this is what I was teaching my students when I had my own little gym that I was coaching at. That you need to ask yourself when you have someone in a hold. When I let this person go, where are they gonna go, and where can I meet them? What submission can I meet them with that they'll fall into? That's a lot of reasons why it looks easy. Like when you see me like rolling with people and I just catch them in things, people be like, "Oh, that's a white belt." I'm like, "No, I was just thinking ahead. I was asking myself, okay, what does he need to do to get out of this? And once he does this, what's the submission that he's gonna run into?" And then I just lead him into that submission, and that's why it looks so easy. Let me see. I'm not doing well money wise, no car, staying with cousins while going to work, recently moved out of parents. Congratulations, that's actually a really big step. First ever job I've taken seriously, assistant manager at Dollar General. Should I go? Should you go where? Should you go where? It's just so expensive. Oh, MMA. This other guy said cameras are everywhere. He says it's just so expensive. Cameras go everywhere, or cameras are everywhere. If you're trying to say a question, I think you're breaking it up. Just put it all together, because I don't know what you're trying to ask me. But basically, this person, let's go back to this person. He says, I'm not doing well money wise, no car, staying with cousins while going to work, recently moved out of parents, first ever job I've taken seriously, assistant manager at Dollar General. Should I go back to Jiu-Jitsu because you're having a money issue because Jiu-Jitsu is very expensive? Um, I would say, um, if you, I'm assuming you're probably what, 19, 18, 20. I'm assuming if you're having those types of issues, um you, in my opinion, should prioritize your living arrangement first. I cannot see how you can properly train with in that type of scenario. Now, I could be a hypocrite because I was in your position before where I wasn't getting paid on social media, and I was spending my last dollar to train. And so if you want to do jiu-jitsu professionally, or you love the martial art like that, you can make you can make time. You can make some money for it to spend the money in. If not, I have a better option for you, a way better option. Go get you a gym membership. Gym memberships are way less expensive than jiu-jitsu memberships. Go lift some weights until you get the enough correct amount of money to, excuse me, to go back to jiu-jitsu. Now, what you should do if you want to train, like, this is a good topic. If you want to train yourself for jujitsu, like strength wise, go to the gym. It's less expensive. Should be like $30, I believe. Something, I don't know. Wherever a gym membership is now. Do weighted lunges, right? Weighted lunges. Do pull-ups. You need pull-ups. Weighted lunges, pull-ups, bench press is good too. And get, like I'm gonna always say, get a jump rope and like really emphasize your cardio. Start studying about nutrition, and by the time you get back to jiu-jitsu, yes, you're not gonna be like good in terms of like skill set wise, but it doesn't matter. You have the money and you can build up your technique. But that's what I think you should do. If you don't have the money for jiu-jitsu right now, there's other healthier alternative ways that you can do uh, to hold you and keep you basically in jiu-jitsu shape, so you could basically be your best self. Let me see. Dang, chess. Yes, steps ahead. That's gonna be another. That's gonna be another live that we're gonna talk about. That's gonna be a totally another live about jujitsu and chess. But yes, I play chess heavily. I play chess heavily, and I want to talk about that. But that's another live. The topic today is jiu-jitsu. No, martial artists will never 100% be ready for a fight. That's the topic of today, and I also wanted to thank my spiders that chill, listen to my videos, and like it. You guys showed out for me. Y'all got me 100, no, it was 90 likes from the last video. Now I need my spiders to comment on these videos, and then we're going to have, eventually, spiders is going to come in and give money so we can up the production. But my spiders, I love you guys. So let me see. Did my first Jiu-Jitsu Naga tournament, won my first, lost my second, but bro, you are a true inspiration. Thank you. Did you get submitted? If you did not get submitted and you lost by points, pat yourself on the back. What's your strongest skill set in MMA? I mean, obviously it's the Jiu-Jitsu. One thing I love about Jiu-Jitsu, having such a strong Jiu-Jitsu game, is people are scared to go on the ground with me. And now I have made it a mission, and that's why I'm publicly saying this. I have made it a mission that every time as I continue to do MMA, someone goes on the ground with me, I want to make them suffer. Every single time. Every time. If you go on the ground with me, I want you to suffer. And that's building up my skill set. That's making me study jiu-jitsu more. That's making me try to be a better example for you guys that predominantly do jiu-jitsu. When you need to build a jiu-jitsu game that people are terrified of dealing with you when it comes to grappling. And, you know, as the lead figurehead of the spiders little community that we're building, I'm gonna show you guys how it should be. You should be a terror. When people see you, they should be terrified of going to the ground with you. Should I go back to jiu-jitsu class? Let me see. I really enjoyed it. Oh, I told you what to do. I would like to train MMA to teach my son, but so it's expensive. Okay. You don't have to go to MMA. You got karate. I know some people, karate. I think karate is solid. I don't care what no one says. I think karate is solid. You have karate. You got boxing. Boxing is kind of expensive. You have kung fu. You got Muay Thai. You don't have to just do jiu-jitsu. You know, like Muay Thai. Well, I mean, they're all kind of expensive. Then you have the gym, like I was telling the other guy. So there's a couple of stuff, you guys. You know, you don't have to just do MMA. And honestly, like, you know, when you just train MMA, there's a couple of things that you're missing. You know, I do believe MMA is starting to become its own style, but you still need to go get the singular martial arts and bring it to your MMA. Hamzat versus Whitaker, even though Hamzat's scared. I think Whitaker got Hamzat. Hamzat Chimaev constantly gasses out way too early, and Whitaker is not going to gas out so easily, or just get taken out so easily. Unless Hamzat gets a good shot, it's going to be a long night. He's going to gas out. That's why he's scared. His gas tank is absolutely terrible. And I honestly think Hamzat Chimaev, I don't think he has a terrible gas tank. I think his adrenaline, he has a bad, adrenaline dump. Like I don't know, but I've watched him enough to know what's his problem. Would you be open to doing a class with the gym I go to in Wisconsin? We have a lot of young talent and are always looking to broaden our knowledge. Let me know what you think. I'm down, but it would have to be, of course, like fly fees and stuff. Like I went to there was this one, you know. Okay, let me reveal this. I have a really big problem. This is why I don't conversate with a lot of bigger jiu-jitsu organizations anymore, because I have a lot of people that, I'm a really nice person. When you really talk to me, you get to know me, I'm really laid back and I don't mind helping people out. But I have a lot of people that try to use me and take advantage, and they like to backstep me and backstab me. So, and they will always try to cut corners to like I have this philosophy where I believe we all can win. I believe we all can win. But people think that you have to destroy the other man to get on top. And I've constantly showed you don't have to do that. Like, for example, let me talk about, and I'm about to drop their names. Like, these guys have consistently pissed me off. X Marshall. I don't give a damn. I don't care if I burnt this bridge. X Marshall. When I first started martial arts, there is such a beautiful example of, and I have many other examples, but X Marshall comes to mind. If you could look them up, X Marshall. They're a clothing company for Jiu-Jitsu. Before I got famous, X Marshall came to me and they said, "Hey, we would like for you to, promote our stuff." I said, "Hey, I'm down." When I tried to promote their stuff, they was being weird about it. Very weird. So then, me and them kind of the like contract or whatever we was trying to do, it fell out. This is when I had only 10,000 followers on TikTok. This was like before everybody knew anybody knew who I was. So a couple months later, I go from 10K followers on TikTok. I started off as a TikTok guy. And then I went to, I think I was 70K followers on TikTok. X Marshall came back to me and we started negotiating, and I said, "Okay, let me send me this and I will make content with your clothes." So I get the clothes, right? And then I'm telling them this is the content I'm gonna make, and they wanted to monitor the content that I was gonna make. And I'm like, they said, "Oh, we want to know if it's appropriate for your followers." I'm like, "What are you talking about? These are my followers. Of course it's going to be appropriate." They wanted to like micromanage the way I was making the content. So I was like, "You know what? You take your stuff back." Because you guys are trying to you guys don't want to pay me money. By the way, that's key. They don't want to pay no money. You guys are about to get free promo. You don't want to pay money, and now you want to micromanage how the way I show I like the post I'm making. Here, take your stuff back. Take your stuff back. But they didn't want to take your stuff back. So fast forward, I blow up on all social media platforms, right? And one day, there's a video of me doing this little cool takedown, and I was in X Marshall stuff. It's this full pink set. That video went viral. It was like I think like 1 million likes or something, or 1 million views. It was something like that. And everybody was asking, "Where did you get the clothes from? What set is that? That's beautiful." So I go to X Marshall and I say, "Hey, look, everybody was asking where I got this from, but me and you guys keep falling out. You know? Like, we if you guys just let me do what I need to do and how I want to promote your gear, and I'm not asking for money, I just want to promote it a certain way, you guys are gonna blow up." So X Marshall tells me this. This is what pissed me off. They say, "Okay, we're gonna give you." They didn't want to pay me no money. They said, "We're gonna give you a budget of an X amount of money, and you can get whatever you want from our store. And don't worry about tagging us. Just post, just have our stuff in the. We just want to have our stuff to be in your video." I'm like, okay. So they didn't know that I was about to do MMA. Nobody knew I was about to do MMA. So I bought me a bunch of MMA stuff, and like X Marshall is known for Jiu-Jitsu, but they're not known, like their whole fighting section is not known. So my thought process was I was gonna make their fighting section be known. So I bought a bunch of fighting stuff. You want to know what they did? They hit me up and they said, "Oh, we meant to say we only want you to buy things that explicitly says X Marshall." I was like, "Wait, so you give me credit to buy anything on your store? You're not paying me money. but you want me, I don't know, whatever. I hope that story makes sense because I skipped over a lot of stuff, but they pissed me off a lot of times. Let me go back. That basically my point is that people, when I try to help people out, when I could be charging millions, like not even millions, just thousands. I could be charging. I could be bougie. I could be a butthole about a lot of things. These people constantly are trying to just like, how do we put our stuff on you without paying you? And I'm like, well, I just I don't know. Whatever. I'm gonna leave it alone. But just know Smitty'Wit does not like X Marshall. I do not like them at all. Just know that. And if this clip goes viral, I'll really go in depth with it. But Smitty'Wit don't like them. Let me continue. Yo, I just want to ask, where do you get your Spider-Man costume? Um, from China. This is my first time telling anybody where I got it from. From China. China makes my stuff. Really, I'm dead ass. China makes my stuff. Thoughts on Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu? You gotta re-ask that. 5'8", 215 pounds. I'm trying to diet. Seeing your video on nutrition. How do I cut weight fast and a lot? You need to go into a calorie deficit. You are eating too much sugar, sodium, carbs, or bread. You just cut the bread out. Cut the bread out. Too much bread, and you need lean meat, grilled chicken, turkey breast, and you need to work out more. That's how you get use the sauna too. So I like, you're gonna always hear me talk about jump rope. I like to jump rope and go straight to the sauna. Once I get off live tonight, I'm going straight to the gym. 11-0. Oh, but my first one was 8-2 or something like that. I also fight MMA and Muay Thai. This life is so healthy. Yeah, if you didn't get submitted, you're good. I meant to say Jiu-Jitsu. Kind of hard in MMA. Gilbert Burns can't submit everyone. Oh, you guys. Oh, I lost. Okay, there's a lot of guys that ask me questions. Re-ask me questions because I was on the little X Marshall rant. I'm sorry, guys. That should let you know how much that bothers me. Kind of hard. Hamza had to pull out. He's sick in hospital. I think Hamza Chimaev is scared. I think the way that man fights, I think he's scared. I pay flight. Oh, thank you, Mario. I'm down. Charles got submitted, and he's better at jiu-jitsu than Islam. My problem with, okay, so let me preface this by saying Charles Oliveira is my favorite fighter. Islam Makhachev is my second favorite fighter. Let me preface this. My thing about Charles Oliveira is there's something going on behind the scenes with Charles Oliveira. Because one moment you see Charles Oliveira comes in and this man is godlike. And then the next moment he does silly mistakes. I would say the Charles Oliveira that fought Islam Makhachev was not the Charles Oliveira that fought Dustin Poirier, Justin Gaethje, Tony Ferguson, Kevin Lee. That wasn't the same Charles Oliveira. So if the Charles Oliveira, the Michael Chandler Charles Oliveira, if we got that Charles Oliveira, I think it would have been a much closer fight than him just getting rocked, falling on the ground, and getting arm triangled. Trust me, we appreciate the help and true friendship. I can do whatever a contract to make sure you're good and covered. I just want to have a class for 2 or seminar for 2 to 4 hours. No hoax. Yeah, hit me up on Instagram. Smitty'Wit. SMITTYWIT. Hit me up. Let me see. Yeah, just needed to promote sales. Yep. You versus Demetrius Johnson in the jiu-jitsu match. Demetrius Johnson is a brown belt in jiu-jitsu. He's also a champion in MMA. I think Demetrius Johnson edges me out. I think he's a little bit more I don't. Well, he is tiny. Nah, that man is technical as hell. I think he edges me out by a lot. I think give me a little bit more time. I just turned. He just has way more experience than me. I think. Well, I don't know. I need to roll with him. I need to feel. I need to visually see that man in person, and I'll let you guys know. And this is me not talking trash, by the way. I deeply respect Demetrius Johnson. Deeply respect him. So I don't. This is just me as a competitor looking like. I mean, I got to see how that man moves in person. I would have to deal with him. Like I would have to feel him. That sounds crazy. Like, but like as a grappler, I need to like. I haven't seen enough Demetrius Johnson's jiu-jitsu. I can't touch him in MMA at all. So don't play with me on that one. I won't even touch a candle. But I need to see what this man looks like. Charles can't beat Islam, and he's a better jiu-jitsu player. Let me continue. And you should be getting a percentage of that. I'm an entrepreneur. I understand the business behind it, but you're right. You need to check. Yep. Do you compete? How can I message you after this chat to get further details? Not trying to hog the chat. You're fine. Go on Smitty'Wit. That hunger is gone? Yeah. I don't know. Big fan. Love your style. Thank you. What do you think of Charles Oliveira's performance against Armin? I cannot say this man's name. I think Charles did great. I just think Armin is a monster. You know, I think Charles did great. That's the Charles I needed to see. I think Armin got out of a lot of subs, and Charles didn't. I feel like Charles didn't. If Charles would have known how much of resilience Armin had, I think Charles would have got him. But I think most people would have gave up in those positions. How much jiu-jitsu training is needed to be effective in a street fight? I think to be effective in a street fight, a competition blue belt will go crazy in a street fight. A very seasoned competition blue belt would do really well in a street fight. But my issue is that it varies. Because, like I said, you would never 100%, as martial artists, you'll never 100% be ready for a fight. So, what's the upbringing of this competition-ready blue belt? Because this could be a blue belt who was born into jiu-jitsu and they just do jiu-jitsu, right? And then a real fight happens and then they get beat up, right? And then you have a blue belt who grew up in the hood fighting all the time, but now they have jiu-jitsu backing them. They know jiu-jitsu skills. I really believe when it comes to jiu-jitsu, it depends on your background. I think actually, this goes for every martial arts. There was this guy I heard. He said, just because you know how to box, don't mean you know how to fight. Just because you know how to fight, don't mean you know how to box. That's the same thing for jiu-jitsu. I will never forget that. So that's the best way I can say it. Just because you know how to box doesn't mean you know how to fight. Just because you know how to fight don't mean you know how to box. Just because you know jiu-jitsu doesn't mean you know how to fight. And just because you know how to fight don't mean you know jiu-jitsu. Kind of like that. So, because some people will fold. But that's not the question you asked me. How long? I said a competition blue belt would be effective in a street fight. A competition blue belt. A blue belt that, and there's a difference. We're talking about a submission artist. Even a submission artist white belt. There we go. A submission artist. Not a points player. A submission artist. There's two different styles of jiu-jitsu here. You have submission artists and you have points players. You have those guys that go to the tournaments and all they do is stall and win by points and scream because they won. Stupid. And you have some guys who are constantly going for the kill, for a submission. You could have a white belt who is good at guillotines, right? Really good at guillotines, and they're white belt, and they've been doing jiu-jitsu for 3 months. They will go crazy in a street fight. Like they know how to get guillotines really well, and that's they move. They know how to do it. They'll be effective in a street fight. But you have a white belt who knows how to lay and pray. He might do well. He might be able to lay on the person, but he won't do effective in a street fight because a street fight's chaotic. You know, I don't know if you guys ever been in a street fight before, but it's very chaotic. It's very chaotic. That's why I told people point karate is the most effective and best martial art for street fighting. People hate when I say that because you're constantly looking around. You don't know if this person over here is going to jump you. You know, I don't know. Will you ever do IBJJF? Yes, I will. My name is Mario. Nice to meet you, Mario. When is your next fight? August 18th. Smitty's next fight is August 18th. We have just hit an hour on this live. I appreciate you guys. Once again, like the video. I already got my guys who are liking these videos. You guys are the best. Now I need my commenters. I need my spiders who chill. They don't feel like commenting. They don't want to give no money. That's cool. But they gonna like that video. That's my community on that side. Now I need my spiders to comment. When this video's over, go ahead, throw some fire emojis, comment away. I need you guys. Maybe my spiders that like to comment, they don't want to like the video. They don't want to put some money down. That's fine. But they commented on these damn videos. Then we gonna have spiders that's gonna see the spiders that are liking the video. They're gonna see the spiders that are commenting. And then they're going to drop money, and then you're going to see me in a studio. And then I can give it back to you guys. Watch what I tell you. We're building a community here. My next fight, though, is August 18th, 2024. I haven't got my opponent yet. They should have. I thought they would have got me an opponent by this week. Maybe it's going to be next week. And then my next super fight is going to be July 19th. So Jiu-Jitsu Super Fight, July 19th, and MMA is going to be August 18th. There we go. Favorite choke of all time, and will you post a tutorial on it? Oh, you guys know I love the triangle choke. Easy. Easy. The triangle choke. Easily. The triangle choke. That's the most reliable choke ever. Even though right now, I think this is fun. I think the triangle choke is great for sport jiu-jitsu, but I believe in MMA, you guys are gonna see me hitting a lot of arm bars. The submissions change depending on what you're doing. So in sport jiu-jitsu, the back, like rear naked chokes, leg locks, that's really king in sport jiu-jitsu. But then when you go to MMA, you don't want to be doing leg locks in the back because these puffy gloves is hard to get under the chin and choke people. So in sport jiu-jitsu, I like the triangle choke, and I don't use a lot of arm bars. But in MMA, I'm probably going to like arm bars and not do a lot of triangles. I don't know what topic that should be called right there, but that's something. And that, like, the depending on what you're doing, your techniques change. Like, for example, in MMA, the guillotine is actually higher than so there's 6 families of submissions. You have the rear naked choke, leg locks, you have arm bars, guillotines, triangle chokes, and then you have kimuras. Okay, so the level, what I just told you guys is from the highest percentage to the lowest percentage in sport jiu-jitsu. So the highest percentage in sport jiu-jitsu is the rear naked choke. And let's give it by like 50 points. Leg locks is like a close second. It's 48 points. And then it goes down to, I believe the third that's in third place is arm bars, right? Check this out. In MMA, it goes rear naked chokes, and then not leg locks, it goes guillotines. Then it goes arm bars. So in sport jiu-jitsu and MMA, arm bars is number 3. That's why for my MMA fight, when I found out that stat, before I got to that fight, I was drilling arm bars. And what was the submission I got? An arm bar for my MMA fight. There you go. That's game for you guys. When fighting opponents that are in ultra heavy division, how would you go about breaking them down in a match for the win? You have to definitely out cardio them. The smaller you are, you need to have better cardio and better technique. You need to know jiu-jitsu. That's going to be another live stream I'm going to talk about. Jiu-jitsu is a thinking man's martial art. It's a thinking martial art. It's not what you think it is. It's a thinking martial art. So you have to be able to come to that match. If you're going into the absolute division, I'm like 5'6". Right now I'm 140 pounds. That MMA fight, like permanently, I believe made me 140. I used to walk around 145 to 150. I'm permanently so far walking at 140. So because I'm small, when I come to these matches, I need to come at peak shape. That's number one. Mandatory. I need to be in my peak shape. I need to have great cardio. But just because I am in peak shape and I have great cardio, I need to know more than who I'm going against. I need to have better cardio, and I need to know more. I need to have good technique, and I need to have more knowledge of jiu-jitsu than this person. That's how I've beaten so many of these big dudes. I knew more about the position I was in than they did. They didn't know what the hell they were doing. And that's why I got it. Most people can't grapple at all. That's the truth. What's up, man? What's good, man? Jail, bro. 6 years and I still can't fight. Yikes. I don't think jail was supposed to teach you how to fight, though. You should have came out buff. I'm a big fan, bro. Keep up the great work. Thank you. Brother, do you have any recommendations for jiu-jitsu gyms out here in the Bay Area? I do have a couple of people I know, but like jiu-jitsu gyms, no. I don't know people like I know people. I don't know gyms like that. That's the best way I can say it. I don't have that. How much do you guys pay a month for jiu-jitsu? It's a mandatory like $200 now. At least over here in SoCal. It's like $200. That's why I was telling someone just told me that they didn't have enough money for jiu-jitsu. I said, get a gym membership, do weighted lunges, do jump rope, do pull-ups, because, jiu-jitsu is a pulling martial art, and your pull-ups matter. Do push-ups, and you'll be prepared for jiu-jitsu if you don't have enough money for it. Let me see. How do we link as friends? I support you heavy. I am in SoCal, and I honestly, I train all day. So if you want to hang out with Smitty, come to the training room. There's so many people that figured. There's so many people that figured that out, and they train with me, and that's how you hang out with me. Cause I train all day. Literally, once I get off, I'm going to the gym. I train all day. So if you are down to train and lose weight and get buff, then come over here, death row. I'm so stupid. What soap do you use to prevent staph? Oh, I've never had staph. But I've had a lot of ringworm. I had, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You could get ringworm on your ear. 6. I had one right here. 7. This might have been 8, 9, 10 or something, because this was here for a while, but I'm gonna say 7. Yeah, I've had ringworm before. You need defense soap, or there was this one. Speaking, if you saw at the beginning of this live, I was talking about X Marshall. There was a soap company too. I told them, I said, it was like this natural soap company. I use it, but I'm not gonna promote them because I told them that they should link up with me, and I'll promote their business. But they didn't want to pay me, which is weird. And it was kind of funny. The CEO of this soap company. This is why I hate how people do me dirty, man. The CEO of this soap company told me that he didn't need me, but his whole team was like, it's in the email message. He felt dumb. He was like, he said, yeah, I apologize for what I said. My team told me that I'm making a big mistake. We should work with you, but we don't have money. We don't want to pay you. But if you can maybe post a video on her stuff, that would be helpful. I'm like, no, like what? But defense soap, that's the natural one. Defense soap is gonna protect you from that. If you have staph though, defense soap is, you need to go get some medicine for that. But to prevent staph and ringworm, you need to take a shower right after you get done training. I have my kids in Jiu-Jitsu. We love your videos. They just got their first stripe. Congratulations. Can you pray for me? My mom has her own channel, Jing Everything on YouTube. I'm not much of the big prayer guy, but you can drop her socials on here, I guess. I guess. I don't, I'm not a big prayer guy. Adaption, yep. Just shower, brother, after every session. Yes, yes, yes. I want to put my mom in a headlock. All right, let me continue. Let me continue. Can someone be good at jiu-jitsu but not be as strong? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Smitty never talks about his age. Someone said, how old are you? It's easy to find out. I just don't tell you guys my age. Okay. So I believe that's it. I think that's it. We got another healthy live. It's getting bigger and bigger every time. Y'all better drop y'all questions. Someone says, I'll be in Cali soon. I'm going to come by the gym. Come through. Come through. I think that's the end of the live. I don't see any more questions. Once again, y'all know my outro. Y'all know I'm about to be begging for likes. I mean, some likes, please. Some likes. As always, when the stream is over, guys, I got my community that they showing out for me. Like the video, it helps out. It helps out. Like the video, and I need some comments. I had like 4 comments the last video. Let's build up a community of people that's commenting. Even if you guys drop some emojis, that helps. We have, once you guys are deeply liking the videos and deeply commenting the videos, we're going to have even supporters is going to come in. They're going to drop cash. They're going to get the production. I'm going to get out of this room, and I'm going to have a studio. People who don't want to drop no cash, people who don't want to like the video, people who don't want to comment, and you got this far, you guys are my watch time guys. I appreciate you guys. That's fine too. The watch time is good for me too. Let me see. And here's some quick comments. Someone said, "Who is your hardest opponent?" I'm gonna have to come back to you on that. I'm gonna have to look at my videos of who was my hardest opponent. I think it was this one guy. I think I broke his foot. He forced me to break his foot. He was a good opponent. Pre-workout you take, I will have to show that next live. I'm gonna show that next live. Any more questions? Any more questions? I'm trying to get off so I can go work out, but you guys, I love you guys. Your combos are crazy. Write a comment here for the algorithm. Yeah, it's after, once this is over, please, like once we get off stream, comment on the aftermath. I'm trying to get in 24 hours, 100 likes, 100 comments, and you watch, But let me get off. I love you guys. I'm going to be talking too damn much.